I won't stop hustling.
Hard Book 2 Ghost, Season 2, Episode 6, titled, Was Free. Free is when you need somebody, NME. Come on, y'all know that Make Me on Rick Ross song. They did a remake of What's Beef. You know, Biggie Smalls, and probably not. Anyway, I thought they was going to play that song. That would have been dope, but they didn't. All right, so let's get into it. First, let me introduce myself. I go by the name of The Black Abstract. If you're new to the channel, you know, I'm an artist, entrepreneur, strategist, just an all-around cool guy. Probably the most handsomest YouTuber that you're probably going to ever see, and the most flyest as well. See, I got my Buffalo Bills hat on. We winning today, baby. All right, and if you're returning, like my people's KT, I want to say salute. Appreciate you. I also want to give a shout out to my sponsors, Future Trillionaire Clothing, IamTrill.com. Wear something today that your future self would thank you for. Post a link in the description below if you want to go over there and get some merch. Enter the promo code ABSTRACT when you check out, and you get a little something off. You see, I got the Crest logo hoodie today. We popping. Now let's get into it. Power. I didn't know how they was going to go with this. And I want to say that my prediction video that I did on this was completely wrong. It was completely wrong. Like, I was way off. I was somewhat on. Nah, I was way off. I wasn't on at all. We see that, and this was a great episode. They squeezed and crammed a lot into this episode. And it could have came out congested and unfocused, but the way they did it was just good directing. I'm not sure who directed this episode, but it was just great fucking directing. Just how they put everything together. It didn't seem corny, it didn't seem cheesy, it seemed believable. First, right off the bat, listen, somebody got on me. It's Tariq, I know, not Tyreek. But listen, I don't speak that European language. I'm all nigga. But Tariq, but I'm gonna try to say it correctly. Tariq is free from jail. Yes. And let me give you spoiler warnings are ahead. I'm sorry, I should have said that. Spoiler warnings, and I'll put it in the title of the video just so you know. But Tariq is free. Yes, Tariq is free. Let's give him. No, we ain't gonna give him a round of applause. Tariq is a bad person still. He did kill people still. But anyway, Tariq is free from jail, and it came from somebody I would never even suspect that would get him out of a jail. I didn't doubt that he could, but I didn't suspect it would come from Tate. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tate really got some pull, and I see why they brought him back this season. He's a great figure in terms of Tariq, and he don't like Tariq either. He really don't fuck with Tariq, but a lot of times you do business with people you don't really like, and it came up, it wind up being beneficial to him. Now, why Tariq, what his leverage was, I didn't think was substantial enough for Tate to kind of go on that. I guess he knows Tariq for being a man of his word, or maybe he's just putting faith into him. I don't know, but I don't think you getting out of jail that easily for killing a cop. And then you definitely ain't getting out without having some bumps and bruises on your face. They definitely would have they would have beat Tariq up. Like, they don't play about that in jail. Cop killers, pedophile, any of that type of stuff, the police will beat you up. The COs will beat your ass. So that's why I was kind of like, but that's nitpicks. Let's get into the episode play by play, and then I'll dive more into Tariq. And I'm still kind of getting over whatever I had. I don't know if it's some congestion or a cold I had. It wasn't the COVID. I know my girl got tested. You know, niggas don't get tested. We let their girl get. Anyway, the episode starts off, and this was like, I don't want to say sexist, but this was kind of like, it was like the male. This is like Monet was looking like the fucking sad auntie the whole show, man. I was just like, but Monet been fucking up. Like, she's really been fucking up. We see at the Tejada household that they're having a party, a celebration for the return of Poppy. Poppy got out of jail, so you see a lot of moving parts in here. First of all, what the hell was he patting down Zeke and his friends for? These is fucking college athletes. But he got that shit set up like he don't trust nobody. You know what I'm saying? Zeke come in there, he getting patted down. Drew's boyfriend's getting patted down. He's like, he wasn't even about to let him in. He's like, sorry, fellas, this is a private party. I'm like, yo, who the fuck this dude? Like, what's going on here? You see a couple of his SA friends that he went to jail with are rolling, and one of them has taken over or is working for a rival squad, who I guess they used to beat him up in jail, or he kept him safe in jail from this crew, and then when he got out, he's like, yo, you working for him? And he's like, yo, you ain't been around. Like, I got my own shit going on. Like, this is my shit. Like, I'm not working for nobody. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, all right. And Tejada's trying to give off the impression that he's that nigga still. But in reality, Kane's the one with the plug. You know what I'm saying? And he wants Kane to introduce him to the plug. And Kane doesn't want to do that because he feels like he's going to be left cast away. And which we do see. We see Papa has taken a liking to Drew. We also notice that Monet is noticing Drew. And Papa Tejada has noticed Drew kind of looking at old boy who he be popping on the dorm. And they just couldn't hold it. They was just so like, like, what's his name? Everett or Everett? I don't know, for Garrett, whatever his name is. He's like, they looking from a distance, like, and then he try to cover up. He's like, I'm like, yo, y'all motherfuckers is fruity. I ain't got nothing against it, but I was just, hey, it is what it is. But Monet, dude, how he was just reducing her role to just being that of like a housewife. Like, oh no, she could go get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I think he was inserting that he's inserting his dominance on purpose to kind of like, I'm out now, I'm running this shit. No, that's not what's happening. You know what I'm saying? The next day we see they're sitting in bed, and she like, yo, what the hell was that? Like, why you know what I'm saying? Like, confronting them about shit. And then we see Drew and Diana come in, and Diana comes in and brings him a breakfast tray. And the first thing I said, you didn't get your mom no fucking breakfast too? And he's like, oh, I thought you wasn't hungry. Diana is the definition of a true daddy's girl, because that's how my daughter be sometimes. My daughter's a flip-flopper, though. Like, one month she'll be daddy's girl, and then she'll be... But she's the true definition of a daddy's girl. Just like, daddy could do no wrong. And she was out of pocket. Like, they showed that preview in the trailer when she said, I didn't ask you to do that. And when she said that, I said, man, if I was Monet, I'd fucking choke her ass up. And gladly, Monet did that. No, Monet had to tell her, like, who the fuck is you talking to? Like, oh, you seem not happy. Like, oh, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck is you talking to? Like, daughters had this misconception, and my stepdaughter's like this too. They got this misconception. You could do the most from the real from. Real Pop's never around. Once Papa come back around, it's like whatever you did it was reduced to shit. He could give you fucking $50. I gave you $300. You just be talking about that $50. Yeah, he gave me $50. It's just like, is you fucking blind? In court, we see Tariq going through it. Try to get a bail from him, which I thought they would have got because they really don't have any evidence. And I was thinking about this. Like, all they got is Ramirez's shield. That's not even enough to arrest somebody for real. You know what I'm saying? It's just speculation. Yeah, I watch enough lawyer shows, I know. But we see she's trying to get his bail denied, the prosecutor. And they're trying to make the claim that he had no connection to Ramirez. And he's not a flight risk. But she spills the beans that he does have the shield, or the shield was found, and Tariq has an outburst. He's like, yo, I'm being framed. I don't even... And they tell him, they're like, shut up. Sit down. I was just like, yo, this is dope. But yeah, they wind up denying his bail. Judge was a hard ass. And Davis was like, my client is a pillar in the community. And she's like, yeah, you could tell because nobody showed up for it. Because people showed up for him. And Tariq looks around and sees nobody is behind him. And I'm like, damn. I knew right then and there. I said, yeah, it's the end of the road for him and Lauren. Like, she couldn't even bother to be bothered with her boyfriend, so-called, quote-unquote. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I said it, man. They had memes going around, who's the best for Tariq. And I said Effie. I said, because Effie is the best of both worlds, man. She's smart, book smart, and she's street smart. Whereas Lauren is just book smart. She's not really part of the street shit. And Diana is just stupid on both fronts. That's just it. That's the truth. I know. Listen, I know we love Diana. She's a pretty girl, but she just ain't got enough common sense. Really, it's enough. She's sneaky. You know, she figures things out because she's a female. You know, females are just naturally sneaky and nosy, but she not street smart. She's trying to learn the streets, and she ain't really too book smart. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, we see that nobody showed up for Tariq, and I'm like, damn, that's fucked up because later on we see Davis and Sax meet up with him, and they're talking about the case and what he knows and what he doesn't know. And, you know, Tariq is making a case like, yo, I'm being framed, I didn't do this. But he's like, listen, if you get me in front of Tate, I guarantee I could get out of this. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to figure that out. And I don't know, but Sax does say something. He says, if I was a judge, then I definitely wouldn't let your ass out. You know what I'm saying? You killed the cop. Sax really believes in his heart of hearts that Tariq did this because he knows what Tariq is capable of. You know, this guy killed his father. So fucking anything. You can't put nothing past somebody that killed their father. You know what I'm saying? He really doesn't really think the world of Tariq at all. So back at the bar, we see Kane, Drew, and Papa Tejada meet up. Kane gives him a old Jesus piece, a little updated with the Cuban and whatnot a little bit. I'm like, okay, that's dope. And we see Papa Tejada wants to meet up with the plug, and he tells Kane right then and there, like, yo, go call him. I want to link up with him. Me and Drew need to talk. And you can see that he's putting Drew forward, and he tells Drew pretty much like, yo, I know who you are and what you're doing. And this is one thing him and Monet talked about in the bed. She was just like, yo, Drew ain't like that. He ain't like us. And Papa Tejada's like, yo, you used to talk about, because I saw him looking at one of those athlete boys. He was like, that got nothing to do with nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's his sexual preference. And I like the fact that Papa Tejada, he doesn't hold that against him. He doesn't think that he's less capable or less of a man just because of his sexual preference. You know what I'm saying? And what everything he said about Drew is true. Like, he thinks, he's a thinker. He's more level-headed, but he does have a weakness, which is men. What's my weakness? Men. Okay, then, chilling. Come on, y'all remember that Salt and Pepper song? Y'all like how I threw that in there? And Kane is just a hothead. Kane, he thinks he's a thinker. He does think, but he makes the wrong decisions. Like, why would you put that badge in fucking Tariq's dorm room, knowing that could come back on the family or anything like that? It was just a dumb fucking play. You know what I'm saying? You was better off just shooting Tariq if you want to get rid of him, because you know your mom or your family not going to kill you. They're not going to shoot you. They'll be upset for a while because you slowed up the money flow. But if you really want Tariq gone, just fucking take care of him. You know what I'm saying? But he tells Drew, men are his weakness. He shouldn't do that. And he got to stay focused. And they make a plan to go against the guys that are at their house. And Drew already has a plan. Like, listen, we could take him out. The leader and the workers seem easily swayed. They don't seem like they're too loyal. And so they decide to make a play. I'm like, that's dope. Back in the cell, we see Tariq having a premonition. And Kanan's like, yo, you looking at this all wrong. You know, Tariq seeing red, and obviously his anger is towards Kane. But Kanan's like, listen, you seeing this all wrong. You gotta look at the whole board. Who has something to gain by you going to jail, and who would think this? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Kane not a thinker. And he's like, Monet. It had to be Monet. And he was like, yo, we don't got proof it was her, but you gotta look at who else. You know what I'm saying? And then Tariq was like, man, I got bullets for all of them. I was like, yeah, look at Tariq talking gangster. You know, I got some bullets for all of them, the whole family. That's how you be thinking when you're in jail too, man. You be mad at the world, everybody. Man, it's like, I feel bad for him, but then again, I don't, because, I mean, he got this coming to him because he's a fucking shit person. But at the same time, I know he's the main character. We're supposed to love him. And it sucks that he doesn't have anybody in his corner at all. You know what I'm saying? So, he ain't got no family, man. But that's his fault. We see Diana and Monet talking. And she presses her about the money. And she let her know, like, yo, I know you stole from me. And she's like, I had to do what I had to do for the family. What you should be doing is thanking me. And then Monet's like, oh, I had to kill a man because of that. She was like, I didn't tell you to do that. And I said right then and there, I said, Diana's a piece of shit. She got no regard for human life. But when Monet snatched her ass up, I said, yes. Listen, I'm a parent, so I know when the kids get out of line, you be wondering, like, oh, who the fuck you think you talking to? You know what I'm saying? Like, she was way out of pocket talking to her mom like that. Her mom took her fucking life. And all you had to do is keep it real and be like, yo, I took the bread, blah, blah, blah. You let her go on believing that this man probably had a family. Who else knows? Got hired to do a fucking job and lost his life, man. I'm like, yo, what a piece of shit that fucking Diana is, man. But I love when she snatched her ass up, man. That's what she got. That's what she had coming to her. We see Lauren and Milgram talking. And Milgram is so snug and confident because she got off and her and Zeke ain't in trouble. And she's still trying to manipulate Lauren. And Lauren gives her the watch. And Lauren's stupid ass should have had a fucking... She should have known better. At the end of the day, she should have known. She was like, nobody put a gun in your head. It's like, are you serious? But Lauren's dumb as hell because she should have known. She should have said, no, what's the worst can happen? So what? They say you got drugs. Your parents got money. Get a fucking lawyer. Fight the shit. Or fucking tell who drugs they really was, if that's the case. But they having a discussion about Tariq. And I don't know if light-skinned Keisha's on Tariq's side or whatnot. But I know the one boy was like, man, innocent to proven guilty. And I think Keisha was kind of like, yo, he black, blah, blah, blah. You know what it is. You know how it's going to look. And Milgram she makes it like known like Tariq would go to prison for the rest of his life. So I can't wait to see her face when he shows up in fucking class. That little smug fucking look on her. I was like, can't wait till she get the fuck out of here. And I said it, she'll be gone this season. She'll be right the fuck out of here. Good riddance, man. She's a piece of shit too. Can't stand her ass, man. Gonna do Tariq like that because you want to hide up the fact that you fucking your boyfriend. But Mecca, we see Mecca and Monet talking, Eminem, and she's kind of conflicted. She doesn't know what to do. Obviously, she wants to be with, Dante. She wants to be with Dante, but, Papa Tejada just got out, so she's conflicted about what she should do. Dante still wants to meet his son. She agrees to let him do that, but she's like, yo, we got to fall back for right now. And obviously, he's visibly upset. But, it is what it is. But she winds up leaving. Lorenzo winds up calling her. And she like, yo, I'm going to tell you the details for meeting with Zeke. But then she switched up completely. She did a whole 360. So, and then he informs, Papa Tejada informs Mo that Tariq got arrested and they got caught with him Ramirez's badge. So she didn't even know about that. So next scene, we see Monet talking to Davis and giving him 200 large in order just to keep the family safe. Or if anything pops up that could lead back to them that they know. Davis like, listen, I'm going to need some more than that. Yeah, this motherfucker be getting bread, bro. Davis, bro. Out of anybody in the show, Davis probably make the most, man. That motherfucker be getting bags. But he's like, yo, I gotta let you know, my client is Tariq. I'm doing in the best interest for him. And it's great to see Mary J. Blige and Method Man together. You gotta think these motherfuckers, they got history. They got one of the greatest R&B rap songs of all time. So to see them, this full adults, looking great, wardrobe is on point, they looking healthy. That's dope, man. That's a dope. And now they acting on one of the most popular shows together. I think that's sweet. We see Mo confronts Kane. And obviously his dumbass, you told me to get to the Tariq. That's what and she's just like, yo, you always find a way to fuck the family up. But then they both devise a plan. They like, listen, me and you got to stick together because Papa Tejada is just kind of trying to throw me by the wayside. You know what I'm saying? He trying to reduce her to just being a housewife. She like, man, I done held it down for 10 years. He like, and you ain't got to do that no more, baby. So they come up with a plan pretty much to just, I don't know if to take out Pop, just to keep him on a short leash. You know what I'm saying? They like, yo, we got to open up course correct. But they want to do this behind his back because he wants to dead that shit. They knew right away he wasn't gonna go for that. No, you know what I'm saying? That's not his MO. He's old school. He just went simple hand to hand. That's it. Some shit he could keep his eye on and he could control. That course correct shit he can't control. And it's something he not really privy to know about. Cause Mo and them don't even fucking know what it is for real, for real. But we see Kane talking to Mecca, and he's just talking to Mecca and confiding to him about all his doubts that he's having since his Papa got released. And he's saying that Papa wants to meet you, but he's like, yo, I feel like they're gonna cut me out. And Mecca's like, listen, I'm not obligated to deal with them at all. I deal with you. I don't gotta never meet him if you don't want to. Later on, we see that obviously change once Monet had a change of heart and a change of plans. But we'll get to that. Tariq is meeting with Tate now. And we see Tate giving a third degree. And Lorenz Tate, man, he's a great actor as well. But Tariq, like, listen, I found a photo book with the Westons doing some wild shit. When I went to their house, I can get you this book if you get me out. You just gotta fucking get me out. He's like, yo, I got this book. It's super incriminating. You're guaranteed to get a seat with these pictures. And Tate reluctantly agrees. I didn't think he would agree, but he did. And then once he agreed, I didn't think he had come through on his promise, which we see was different. Now we see at a dinner with the Tejadas. Everybody, Tejada's dispersing in roles, pretty much saying that everybody will have a crew except Diana. He's like, I have the plans for you. And as we know, he wants to send her back to school or send her to school to get an education because he don't think that she's built for this shit, I guess. I don't know if it's not more so built for it. I think he just wants her to have other aspirations than doing this shit. And I'm like, well, shouldn't all your kids have that choice to do that? He wants Drew to take over from him, and he just wants Kane to be the same level that he is. Just a fucking grunt, man, a worker. Which is kind of disrespectful to Kane. And then Monet, he just wants Monet to be a housewife. He just wants her to take care of the kids like she used to prior to him getting locked up before she had to step in. We see that, and I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. That's some sexist shit. But she said it too. She's like, yo, can you consult with me before you decide to make these decisions? Like, you're not talking to me about nothing. And he's just like, and he's just like, yo, this not your business. I'm like, man, that shit crazy, man. Sorry, I'm like watching it too, just to kind of, I ain't really taking no notes, so I got it planned to fucking refresh my memory. We see the next court date that Tate swayed the judge somehow. I don't know what he did, if he gave him a bag or if he just had connections with him, but he swayed him. And the judge played the race card because he saw before that the police had another young black man. Now they got another one. So he's like, it just looks sloppy on their end, though. It really do. That's why I was like, they shouldn't have made an arrest until they had a clear-cut case. But they let Tyreek get out with an ankle bracelet. The prosecutor tries to interrupt. And I love seeing the dumbass look on her face. That's what she gets for fucking the op. But Tyreek winds up getting out, man. Get an ankle bracelet or ankle monitor. Sax is trying to figure out how Tate did it. He's like, yo, what did you do? He's like, don't give me the brother stuff. Like, what does he have over you? Like, how do you... Sax, mind your fucking business, brother. You always in somebody's business. Mind your business, man. He was really like, yo, what do you got over you? We see Tariq, one of the conditions, obviously, is he can go back and forth to the office, the law firm, but he has to stay pretty much on campus the whole time. And Sax is kind of giving him a third degree. Like, yeah, you fucking killed the cop. Like, I know. And Tariq's like, yo, I didn't fucking do it. And Davis is like, Sax, stop. He was like, yo, stop accusing our client of doing shit. He was like, we don't want to know what they did or what they didn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not our job. Our job is defend them. If we know certain things about them that it could fucking affect how we handle the case or some shit he was saying. And I'm like, thank you. Like, shut the fuck up, Sax, because you're being like a idiot right now. Like, I don't understand this problem. You getting paid all this money. You're not a fucking prosecutor no more. You're on the opposite side. So, but he telling Davis, like, yo, someone else would die if we don't get him off the street or something like that. He's like, guarantee it. So he believed in his true hearts of hearts that Tariq killed Ramirez, which we all know isn't the case. You know, we obviously know he killed Reynolds. Tariq comes back home. Him and Braden get into a little domestic dispute. And Tariq's like, yo, why were you there for me? Blah, blah, blah. You know, why, like, that's what I was wondering. Like, why Braden wasn't in court? And then everything comes to a head where Braden kind of spills it. Like, you know, I was doing this. I had to do this. But Braden made up a great point. And he's like, yo, you don't got to fucking do none of this shit, blah, blah, blah. And Braden was like, listen, you didn't need the two. You had a dad that gave you everything. You didn't have to do none of this either. You know what I'm saying? And then I was just like, finally, somebody said it. Like when he was looking at Braden's car, like, oh, it must be nice. It's like, Tariq, dude, you had everything mapped out for you how your life could have been. You chose to be a fuck up. You chose to fucking murder your pops. You chose to be in the streets and wind up getting you and rob houses and ultimately wind up getting your sister killed. You chose to fucking let your mom take the blame for some shit you did and now she gone. This is all you. Like, and Braden was making a point like, yo, you don't tell me anything. How the fuck I'm supposed to know what's going on? Or if I'm not supposed to be around this person. Like, I don't know. So I was just like, yo, that shit didn't make no sense. Tariq's telling him to tell his dad to go get a fucking job and quit playing this game. But Tariq, you didn't have to do this either. That shit really pissed me off when he said that. I was just like, Tariq, dude, you got a lot of fucking nerve, dude. Like, who the fuck you think you talking to? Yeah, they have a little fucking, what's the name, a little powwow. But he tells Braden that he wants him to meet with Monet. Actually, he tells him he wants the end course correct, but obviously Monet and Kane wants to keep it going, and Kane is like, yo, I think Braden is the one that can handle it. He knows all of it. That's Tyreek's man. And obviously the meeting doesn't go good with him and Monet. Sorry, I was fixing my lights. We know the meeting doesn't go good with him and Monet, and because Braden's goofy as fuck. He's a goofy fuck. He's just, like he's at a job interview. Yeah, I know this shit. I love this shit. She looking like, man, this corny ass white boy, get the fuck out of here. That's what she said. You need to go the fuck home. You're not ready. We see Lauren, the traitor, finally meets up with Tariq. And lo and behold, I told y'all who was the right one for Tariq. I told you it was Effie. She's the great mixture of both. And when Effie came on the screen, I said, yes, the real is back. My girl was like, oh, you like her, huh? I was like, no, I don't like that, but she official. You know what I'm saying? Lauren, soon the fucking pressure hit, she got right out the fucking kitchen. Soon when it got hot, she got out the kitchen. And I know this is something big, but if you fucking riding with somebody, you riding with them. You know what I'm saying? I know he getting charged for some real shit, but he like, yo, this shit ain't about nothing. It ain't blah, blah, blah. And then she knows she's partly responsible for this anyway. So she just like, oh, I just need some time. I'm just like, yeah, she done. But he tried to tell her, he's like, yo, I don't have anybody. You all I got. And she wasn't hearing that. She's, confused little girl. But Tariq did tell her that Milgram was popping Zeke. And he was like, oh, that's why she's trying to take the heat off of her. So when Lauren came back and confronted her, to see Milgram's face, like, she was just like, what? She was like, oh, that's none of your business. Yeah, okay, motherfucker. That's what the fuck this is about. You know what it is. That shit was great. That shit was great. When she said that, I was just like, yes. So Lauren finally getting a backbone, but it's too late. She's done. So a knock at Tariq's door, and we think it's Lauren, and then obviously it's Effie. The Holy Trinity is back, baby. Triangle offense. Effie, triangle offense. Tariq, Braden, Effie are back. So they wind up linking up, and she came to support them and check up on them, which is what real ones do. And obviously she needs some work because Tariq's her boss. But they have a deep heart-to-heart. And he pretty much tells her that he the one that popped Reynolds. And she like, yo, listen, you did what you had to do. That's why I respect her, because she accept him for who he is, who he's going to be, flaws and all. And we saw last episode that she did have some feelings for Tariq. and she still does. So it was great seeing them back together. A lot of people saying she can't be trusted, but you got to remember at Cho, that was just a straight competition thing. That's because she was the one doing the shit. He came in trying to intrude, so she had to get him the fuck out of it. Right now, they had 2 different spots, and he's her supplier, so she really got no reason to fuck him over. You know what I'm saying? So that was pretty dope, the conversation they had. Obviously, they wound up getting hot and heavy. I'm like, okay, I see what it is. It's good. It's going in on me. Okay, I see it. He got the fresh out of jail buns. He arranges a meet with her and Monet. That I guess it goes better than the meeting between her and Brayden, where I think she's willing more so to give him a chance. But we see a meeting at the Tejada family again, where they having a discussion, and they're all laughing and joking and dancing, being a family. And Monet, I was just laughing the whole time at Monet's face. She was really like, she was over it. Like, she really was over being there. Like, I could see her being like that in real life, just like not plan, like have no plans to be funny or like what's the name? Like, Kane's like, come on, Mom, let's dance. She like, boy, I'm not doing that. Like, like just fucking being an auntie, man. Like, too fly to do that shit. But we see she get up and leave and walk out. And I'm thinking like, damn, she really don't like this nigga. But she goes and breaks it off with Mecca. Like, she really broke it off with Mecca. I'm like, oh. So she had a change of heart. She realized that, like, I think the fact that she hadn't had her family dynamic together in so long like that and seeing the kids happy. And then obviously that's her husband. She love him. She like, yo, nah, this not going down. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I see that. Like, dude intentions is good. I think he just should be trying to work towards something outside of the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could still got the possibility of getting locked back up if they decide to put some heat on him or whatnot. But I just think that he should be trying to legitimize. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what's happening. But she breaks it off with Mecca, and she tells him that he can't meet Zeke, which I thought was kind of foul. Next scene, we see Diana and Papa talking. He got his new chain on, which niggas don't even wear those long chains like that no more. It's all about the chokers and the shorter joints now. But anyway, she spills the beans that Monet had an exit plan. And I don't know why she's throwing her mom under the bus like this. I don't know, maybe because she got choked up. But, you know, she tried to throw under the bus, like, and then she's like, yeah, Mama don't seem too happy. He's like, no, I'm most good. He covered up and cleaned it, and then she goes back. And I'm like, Diana, why are you throwing your mom under the bus? Like, this lady done fucking held you down for all your life. Like, that shit, that make me not like her, man. Like, I understand that's your pops, but at the end of the day, that's your mom. Your mom, she tries, you know, she do give you flack. I seen that episode. She do give Diana shit, but she only want the best for Diana, and she don't want Diana, I think, going down her path. But she's, I don't know. She was just fucking throwing more under the bus. I don't like, you don't cause conflict. You know what I'm saying? But we see Papa confronts Drew about it because he know Drew gonna be honest with him, and he was just like, he tells him what it was, and he was like, yo, so he think we was all gonna work for Zeke, and he like, nah, that's not happening. You know what I'm saying? And he tells Drew he wants to make a move tonight on the rival gang members. We see Brayden, Effie, and Tariq all meet up and get together. First it was Brayden and Tariq, and they have like a heart-to-heart, and they pretty much patch out their differences, you know what I'm saying? Which I thought was dope, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they're real brothers. But then we see another scene with his Brayden, Effie, and Tariq, and I'm like, yeah, the team is back together. This is who it is. This is who his team is. This is his Tasha. This is his Tommy. Y'all gotta realize that. This is what it is. He needs somebody he need a female that's like him in the streets. Lauren's out. Lauren's Angela. You know what I'm saying? That's who Lauren is at the end of the day. He always gonna have a soft place for her, so it might be some friction between her and Effie. Effie might wind up clipping her ass. We see Papa we see Papa Tornado, whatever the fuck his name is, meet with Kane and to meet the plug, and then Kane let him know like it's not happening. You meeting with me. He don't want to meet with you. And they have a conversation, and Papa like, listen, all right, I see how it is. And that was that. It was a little more context to it, but that's pretty much the gist of it. Like, he's like, yo, pretty much telling Kane like, yo, you ain't got the smarts, blah blah blah. Pretty much downing him a little bit, but Kane like not trying to lose on to his leverage. We see Effie meets with Monet, and do Effie got a car? She gotta have a car because she lived 2 hours away, or maybe she had Braden's car, but she's sitting there waiting for Monet. She gives Monet the phone, talking to Tariq, and she pretty much informs Tariq like, listen, that wasn't me that did that. We know who did. But you can't kill my son because I'm a fuck. She said something raw, like you can't kill my son because I'm a be swinging wild, and then you can't do. You know what I'm saying? She said something, dude. It was dope, but pretty much like you can't touch him. Like I know you fuck up, but you still can't touch him or something like that. Tell me what she said verbatim. I can't remember. And then we see Effie and Monet have a face to face, and that was dope because it's like the younger generation, and then you got the older generation, and I think it was dope. Like it's like, yo, you sure you ready for this? Like Monet was telling her and shit, and she see Effie. I think she probably see like herself in Effie, like a younger version. And then Monet tells her watch her phone, and she gets in and pulls off and shit. And I think Effie was just looking at her and respected her. I think that was a dope scene. We see Sax go to meet with his little girlfriend. And when he walks in there, she's yelling at Lauren about the fact that she might have to testify. And she's like, yo, you signed a document in writing. This is what you're going to do, blah, blah, blah. You have to do it. And Lauren's like, yeah, you stupid, Lauren. We see Sax. Sax always getting the information and the gossip. And he always takes this and he'll reply it to his case or whatnot. So, and he don't like Tariq, but at the end of the day, I think it's just money. Like, it's him against us. Like, so he go against his moral code, even though he fucking hates Tariq with a passion. We see these two. Sax wants to hang out. They both decide that, they got other shit going on. I think she was kind of flustered at the fact that Tariq got out. And I think he sensed that, so he was kind of like, yeah, I got stuff to do too, you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. Which wasn't really the case, you know what I'm saying? We see Braden steal the notepad from the Weston's house. We see the Tejadas at the house, and we see Mecca text Kane like, yo, I want to meet your dad. I want to meet him. And I'm pretty sure they know each other, dude. Like, they gonna meet each other, and I'm like, yo, they know each other. It's gonna be something. Watch. She like, man, I gotta watch a few more YouTube videos, and I thought that was dope. They both had on matching Jordan 1s. But they in here like having these deep conversations about just plans and what to do. And she like, yo, did she call? And she like, nah, she still ain't called yet. So we don't know if Monet's gonna call. We really don't know. And then with Kane or Mecca wanting to meet Tejada now, we don't know how that's gonna play a part in how Monet and Mecca are able to move their distribution. But I love the fact when Kane said, man, you just eating off my mama right now. I was just like, ooh. I forgot that part. He said, you just surviving off my mama right now. But Tariq shows Effie the letter that her dad sent her, or that his dad left him. And I love the fact that Effie is just speaking positive words in Tariq, man. She accepted him for who he is. And she's just like, yo, you can't, you gonna let this determine your life ain't over yet. You can't let this determine who you is or who you gonna be. And she walks away, give him a kiss and whatnot. And I'm like, damn, I didn't know she was gonna come back in this capacity. They was alluding to it in the earlier episodes, but I think this was so he needs somebody strong right there. And at the table, we see him burning the letter. And I love that scene of how he was burning the letter. Looked in contrast to how he was looking, man. I thought Tariq. Listen, I'm saying Tariq. I don't give a fuck. You don't like it, I don't care. It's Tariq. But anyway, I love the fact that I love his acting in this joint. His acting is definitely getting stronger and it's getting better. I love I love what he did this episode. I thought this episode was dope. It was a lot of moving parts. Wasn't too much crazy street shit going on, but it was just a necessary. It was a necessary episode from to get us where we need to be. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people probably be like, "Oh, this was white." No, it wasn't. We finally got to see Papa Tejada outside of the jail, see how his demeanor, his dynamic is with his family, how they feel, and I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I really did. Post your comments below, and I told y'all Effie would be back, and I told y'all she was the right one for Tariq. So I don't want to hear none of that. And a lot of people thought he wasn't gonna fuck with Brandon. Braden is his fucking heart, man. That's like one of his weaknesses, man. And it sucks about Yaz. He don't get Yaz no more. Obviously, she got carried off to foster care. She can't be with him in the process of going through what he's going through. And Tariq did have that apartment, but obviously he ain't got that no more because he got the case and Lauren's not messing with him. So he like, I ain't staying here. But post your comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Did you like this episode? Did you not like it? Did you think it could be better? Did you expect Effie to pop up? Let me know. Peace.